Hello, NAAIA community. Get ready to relive insightful discussions, gain fresh perspectives, and be inspired by the wealth of knowledge our community has to offer. Let's dive into another episode.
Welcome, NAAIA. My name is Janelle Winford, and I am the Senior Divisional Vice President of Great American, and I am also the President of the Cincinnati chapter of NAAIA. On behalf of the board and the Cincinnati chapter, we want to say welcome to the Queen City, our beautiful Cincinnati. Cincinnati is known for a lot of things, including the Cincinnati Reds, the Cincinnati Bengals, the Cincinnati Zoo, FC, Cincinnati, University of Cincinnati, my alma mater, and most importantly to NAAIA is since NAAIA was started in Cincinnati back in 1997 by our illustrious founder, Gerald Tillman. So why else? Why wouldn't you have it here? So we want to thank all of you for joining us this afternoon. And so to get the chat started early, put in the chat where you're from. Where are you dialing in from? Where are you zooming in from? So we can get an idea of our spread. Again, we are so excited to have the board here with us today. And we look forward to this wonderful vision that Omari is going to lead out for us today, and excited about everything that's happening. Now, if you have a table buddy or if you're just logging in from home, I'm going to challenge you. I'm going to take 30 seconds and ask you, what is your superpower? What is your superpower? Those in the room, get with a buddy. What is your superpower? My goal of doing that is to hopefully make you smile and make you engage with this wonderful information. You got like 20 seconds left. 20 seconds left. What is your superpower? Mine, I think, is empathy. Empathy and care about the people around me. So with that, I hope you feel welcomed. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to Omari.
Thank you so much, Janelle. Okay, well, good morning and good afternoon again. Thank you for those of you who are messaging and sending us text and everything on LinkedIn. We were showing live in the room, so we've been rolling and having a really good conversation for almost the last half an hour. So I apologize for that, but we are excited to welcome you all in to that conversation that we were having. I am going to move right into some of the updates that we wanted to share very quickly with you, and then I'll invite some members of our staff here at NAAIA who will come and talk to us about the results from the NAAIA census, our virtual summits this summer, and what you can expect this fall in Philadelphia. And so we have, as many of you have seen, we have been expanding our footprint at NAAIA. And so we are proud to say that as of today, we now have 33 chapters. That is 10 up from the 23 that we had last year when our NAAIA Phoenix chapter was chartered in January of last year. And so several chapters, several leaders across the US have been involved in the formation of these chapters. And I want to say in particular to all of our chapter leaders, certainly to Janelle Winford and George Edmondson and the board and partners present here in the room for the NAAIA Cincinnati chapter, but also to the leadership in Nashville, in North Florida, in Orlando, in Portland, in Raleigh-Durham, in Seattle, in South Florida, in Tampa Bay, that you all have been doing an amazing job. Many people come to the programs and you get to see everybody in the space and you see the food on the side and you see signage and all of that. But I want you to know that there's so much work that goes into ensuring a chapter is properly set up and functioning. A lot of very intentional and careful planning that happens, the legal paperwork that needs to be filed for incorporation, developing a 12-month programming plan and calendar and establishing relationships. And so all of these folks have really been leading that work in markets across the US and have been doing an absolutely fantastic job. So certainly for all of the chapter leaders, all of the board members for these chapters, I just want to say thank you to you for bringing NAAIA to right where you are and allowing more people to experience the joy and the magic and sense of community that we have that's so strongly present across NAAIA. Hot off the press, about 40 minutes ago, now 45 minutes ago, our national board approved the creation of the NAAIA Alabama development effort. And so there have been some folks on the ground in Alabama working very diligently over the last couple of months to really introduce NAAIA across the state of Alabama. And so we are really excited about the leadership that Eric and Courtney have already shown, and some of their early formation team members who are now going to transition to being the first chapter board members for NAAIA Alabama as well. We are really, really excited about what more is going to happen in Alabama and in other places. With Alabama, this marks our 10th new chapter this year, which is the largest cohort of new chapters in NAAIA's history. And so it's a very exciting time where more and more people are getting to experience NAAIA, where they're getting to experience professional development, where they're getting exposure to senior leaders in the industry, where they are growing their technical acumen through our programs as well. And so it's just a really exciting moment for all of us. One of the questions that I get asked often while I'm on the road and traveling and speaking at conferences and meeting with members is that really in this environment that we are in is what are the shifts that NAAIA is making? Are we doing things differently? And by and large, the answer for us is no, we're not. Since March 5th of 1997, when we were founded 28 years ago, NAAIA has been an organization that is focused on professional development. And it's been focused on helping people to grow their networks and helping people to move forward in their careers. And so because that's been our focus and we have had everyone in our membership since day one, all have always been welcome with us at NAAIA, we have been able to really keep our eye on ensuring that we stay true to our mission in the way in which we have over the last 28 years and expect to going forward in the future. One of the really exciting ways in which we had an opportunity to do that was last year with nominations from our chapter presidents, we launched an exclusive Emerging Leaders cohort with Korn Ferry's Leadership U for Humanity program, of which NAAIA is a community partner. And we had 27 young leaders go through this cohort program, and they graduated in January of this year. And we were really, really excited. And actually, Korn Ferry was very excited in the feedback that they gave us about this cohort. Normally during cohorts, as happens from time to time, there are life situations, people change careers, things happen, and they pull out. This is their first cohort since launching the Leadership U for Humanity program that had a 100% completion rate. And that was us at NAAIA. We also saw really good feedback from folks in the cohort who have completed this program in ways in which they saw the career coaching, the cohort of them coming together and learning and growing together being really useful for them in their careers. And so I want to congratulate all of the 2025 Emerging Leader cohort that just graduated. And we just closed the nomination process for 2026. And so I think we have 32 leaders who are going to be participating in that cohort program that we'll be excited to share with you when they graduate as well with a 100% completion rate in January of 2026. Also very exciting is any time that we see NAAIA members being recognized across the industry. And I have to tell you, it has really just been a joy looking through different industry publications and being in my LinkedIn feed and seeing so many NAAIA members being recognized by insurance publications, being recognized in their community in so many ways. And earlier this month in June, there were several NAAIA members who were in Fort Lauderdale attending RISE Professionals Conference and Awards and speaking on panels, fully participating in that summit and the award ceremony. And we had 3 NAAIA members, 2 out of the Cleveland chapter. I know Deontay Morrow is a very proud chapter president. and so he was a recipient of the 35 Under 35 award, along with Tyza Gunn, who's also in the NAAIA Cleveland chapter. And Adrian Davis received the Mentor of the Year award. Adrian is a member of our Phoenix chapter, our NAAIA Phoenix chapter. And so three very recent, I think within the last week and a half, recognition of three NAAIA members. And so we are really proud of you, Deontay, Tyza, and Adrian. We expect great things from you, and we are excited about all the great things that you are already doing. So with that, we were really excited earlier this, I was gonna say earlier this year, but really last month, right? We had our NAAIA census that we sent out, and this was our second year doing the NAAIA census. And so I want to invite DJ Ench to come up and sit with me here, and we'll have a conversation about what we learned from the NAAIA census. We're leaning on all of our tech genius today, so.
Hello, everyone.
Hey, DJ, welcome up to the main stage.
Thank you.
Thank you. So what would you say? This is our second year doing the NAAIA census. We learned so many wonderful things about our members' experience and who they were, career levels in last year's census. What would you say are the key things that we learned about our members and who they are in our 2025 NAAIA census?
So looking at 2025, we had 804 responses. 739 of those were from NAAIA members directly. So we were able to get a lot of information, whereas last year we had 572 responses. This is a 41% increase, which really matches where NAAIA is currently as far as membership, as far as growing to 3,100 members from 2,400 last year. Some of the things we saw in the census this year are that we have 74% of our membership is African Americans. So we see multiple different parts of the diaspora riddled throughout, but we are largely 75% an African American organization. 60% of our respondents are women. So this means a lot to overall how we look at the industry and look at how you all operate as far as job titles and operate as far as how we progress as far as the overall conversation of the Black professional in the insurance industry. And then also we see that Generation X is still leading the pack as far as our most responsive and engaged group overall inside of NAAIA. So while millennials are coming up in the back with 34%, we still have them overwhelmingly with 42 being our overwhelming driver of responses and engagement. So when we look at the overall idea of who we're programming towards, that all those things matter so much.
Yeah. We have, I'm always excited about the strong representation that we have from women in our organization, particularly as our industry is still looking at ways in which for us to have full inclusion for women, particularly in leadership and particularly in speaking opportunities. I think that's one of the things that we do really well at NAAIA is we have an incredible membership and especially really strong women throughout our organization. How are members feeling about their NAAIA experience? I know we included some questions around value of the membership costs. Are you learning? Are you growing from your membership? Are you growing your network? What do people have to say about their NAAIA experience?
So I'm glad to report that we are, for the second year in a row, very highly favored as far as NAAIA leadership, as far as the NAAIA programs, as far as what we provide to NAAIA overall. So 90% of our respondents agree NAAIA's membership is worthwhile. So we love to hear that, as well as the appreciation overall impact. 76% of our membership highlights that professional growth is the reason that they stay with NAAIA, as well as 72% acknowledging the networking benefits overall of their membership. So we're saying that two of the things that we actively work on as far as an internal team coming to the forefront as far as our membership, and they're receiving it very well. As well as one thing I would say that, is a number that a lot of people don't really look at, you don't really care about, but 9.1 out of 10 of our members will prefer to promote NAAIA as their association of choice. So that shows that we are, you know, taking the footholds and people are really, really engaged with what we're doing.
Yeah, yeah. That the number around that 9.1 is our net promoter score,
Yes.
right? And for it to be really high, the industry standard is really in the 70s range, and to be in the 90s range feels really good. With a lot of strong support and strong sentiment, positive sentiment in the census, I'm curious if there are areas that you would say members are requesting that we do more things or that we move in a different way in which we've moved before.
So the overwhelming majority of our members this year actually have responded and said they're happy with the direction we're going and just continue to do the same things that we are doing. But there were some respondents that do stick out to us because we do want to make sure that we're increasing. We're always trying to go to the next level. That had a couple of things that they were interested in happening, as well as some things from last year that we're continually implement as we grow as a team. So I'm not sure what they're showing on the screen down there, right there. So you guys can't necessarily see the next step. So strengthening our comms. One of the hugest responses we saw was that NAAIA needs a newsletter. Which if you are in this room, I would take it that you know that NAAIA has a monthly newsletter. So please go ahead and scan the QR code on the screen at the moment. And if you're not a part of that mailing list, we'll go ahead and get you added to that. And that will be another factor of you understanding the updates coming with NAAIA. You'll see some of the amazing updates that Amari will have later as far as information, but this is all going to be jam-packed in your monthly newsletter. It's a great place for information, whether you're a general member with NAAIA or whether you're a chapter member. And hopefully we'll see over the next couple months, chapters start to integrate and have their own individual newsletters as well. Another area that we heard about was wanting to see yourself represented more as far as photos. How do I see I go to these events, where the photos at? And so I'm also glad to tell you, NAAIA has a gallery on our new website. So gallery.naia.org. If you go there, you also can scan on the screen right now. This will take you directly to our gallery where we have photos from our national conference from the last 4 years, as well as our last 3 years of regional forums. Just everything you could possibly see. And then hopefully, just like I said before, as we're filtering and we have all this national content, we'll have chapters filtering and start giving us a lot more chapter related content that we can show as far as photos there as well.
Absolutely. Yeah. I know we are not, what we heard very strongly from members is they are enjoying the experience that they're having. They're not asking for a lot of new things. The pace of change has been high already, and so people are really looking for stability. But for us to go deeper with the work that we're doing, anything else that you would share out of the marketing and communications area that you would want members to know?
One of the areas I see often is that people really would love to see the amazing programs that Ashley, who's about to come up next, and his team put on. And I agree. So, I would tell you to go to our YouTube channel, visit us today. We have 205 subscribers, so we'd love to grow that number and have you today. But yes, this is a location where you can find all of our past webinars. As you can see some of the numbers there, go help boost those up. But we have gradual engagement, and we're really, really happy to have that platform now to help present these programs that we had in the past that are still very impactful if you missed them the first time around.
Yeah, yeah.
I have a question for you. Are you ready to introduce something to our members?
I am ready to introduce something to our members. What could we possibly be introducing to our members today?
So one of the areas we saw last year in the census that members were overwhelmingly excited to have, and they were very curious on why NAAIA didn't have, was a NAAIA store. So at conference, for all of our conferences, we do provide a store in person where people are able to go, able to purchase items. And this is a wonderful luxury that I find everybody in our organization enjoys. So in the past 6 months, we've taken to creating a NAAIA e-store. We can now go and purchase some of those same items. Please still hold off for the amazing items we'll have at conference because they will be different in some ways and still amazing as well. But you now have a source online where you can go and find all the things you're looking for as far as NAAIA gear. These are polos, and we also have some other items in there that maybe you haven't seen before, like cool backpacks. I forgot to bring mine up here just now, but wonderful backpacks, wonderful travel cases. So if you scan this QR code that's on the screen right now, or go to estore.naia.org, you should be able to access the store today.
Yeah, we're really excited. See, I was wondering why you were wearing this shirt today, and you're just showing off the e-store content. This is really great. One of the things that I am very proud of that you and the team worked on was making sure that the items in the store are all affordable. And so you're not paying $60 for a polo. That was one of the things we had a lot of conversation with vendors about, was making sure that what was in the store was quite reasonable and also really high quality. So thank you for your work on the e-store.
Thank you for allowing us to have an e-store.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Fantastic.
Thank you very much, DJ.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye.
All right, so to hear a little bit more about what you can expect this summer, I'm excited to welcome Ashley White, our Chief of Staff, and who leads our programs team as well, to talk about what we can expect, what's going on this summer. Well, hey, Ashley, how you doing?
Hello. Not to jump off and derail the conversation, but I wanted to thank not only our moderators and our panelists and also the team for what we've done so far this year and up through the spring. We've done a ton of programming and it's been well received. And so thank you to everyone who has raised their hand to participate, to bring their knowledge, to bring their experience, and also to the team for them working so hard to be able to produce such a high level of content so quickly.
Absolutely. It has been a very busy spring.
Busy.
Our 3 regional forums, our Advancing Inclusion webinar series.
Yes.
We've had an agent roundtable, I think 2 now, underwriters roundtable, a claims clinic. What are we hearing from members related to feedback of the programs that they've experienced so far this year?
Yeah, well, it's a mix of things. First off, they've enjoyed it all. And when we look at the holistic picture of what we are producing, our inclusion series or our more identity programming has been some of the most popular programming that we put. So we just came off of Juneteenth, for example. That was one of our largest attended programs for us to have these very nuanced conversations for our membership group who would like to see more of that. We also hear that for our agents or our underwriters, they're looking for more nuanced programming to help them be better at their jobs. And so you'll see more of that coming from us as well. What we're hearing is that the community of NAAIA, the engagement of the space is some of the things that they love the most as they continue to engage with us in pairing with the developmental elements. And so we're looking to incorporate that more into our programming, into our conversations, to making sure that we keep the NAAIA feel, keep the NAAIA energy, but also making sure that we're providing the developmental opportunities that we're seeing as we read through the census and get feedback from our events.
Yeah, that's awesome. Speaking of the NAAIA census, one of the big announcements that we made last year at the town hall was the creation of our NAAIA Next mentorship program, Next standing for Nurturing Exceptional Talent. And I'm wondering if you could provide an update. I know we have about 75 people or so who are actively engaged in mentoring pairs in that one-on-one program. How is that going? What can people look forward to about being able to join the next program this fall or early next year?
That's great. We're a little over, or we're past about halfway through the program. And so our networking pair, our mentor and mentee pairs have been meeting. They've been running through content. They've been doing ad hoc coaching and building relationships. And so what we are hearing is that they're enjoying the programming, and but we also know that in our pilot program, we're going to be looking for new things to be able to drive and continue to build better relationships between the mentees, mentors, and also the mentees with each other as they can look to expand their network throughout the program. And so we have our Executive in Residence series. We just finished one of those as well. And the Executive in Residence series is a very intimate conversation with a very senior leader in the industry. And so if you are looking up your hierarchy chain and you don't see anyone who looks like you, or we bring in women, we're looking to bring in more women as well, as we talked about the makeup of the organization, to have these conversations that you may not feel you have a trusted space to ask these questions. This is the space for you to go, and it goes through the mentoring program and aligns to the content that we put forward. And so future forward, we will have changes at the close of conference. We will probably announce additional opportunities for those who would like to be mentors or mentees. Please continue to give back for those who are mentors. And if you are looking for a mentor, we will make sure you have an opportunity to be able to raise your hand to try to get slated with someone that you match with.
Absolutely, absolutely. I know we saw a really high number of mentee applications last year, and one of the things we're encouraging people to do for this year is to apply as mentors as well. And our program does not have a level requirement or experience requirement for you to be a mentor in the program. We saw really specific commentary from mentee requests on, I'm looking to work with someone on public speaking as an example. And if you are a good public speaker, that's not necessarily because you have a larger title or a larger organization that you're responsible for running, right? And so there's a number of people who could come and be a mentor for that person. And we see similar things in the requests from mentees, that there's lots of opportunity for people to be a mentor in this program.
Yeah, we saw everything from help with the skill set to help design my journey to I just have this problem and I need to talk about it with someone. And so we go through every pair and make sure that you are matched accordingly to your needs. And so that may augment from you know, someone who shares a dimension of difference versus someone who has a skill set that you're looking for.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So a busy spring and also a very busy summer coming up as well.
Stop.
So
We don't stop.
what's on deck around these virtual summits that we have going on at the end of July and early August?
Well, we have a number of summits coming up, 3 in total, which used to, I believe, be a part of the conference. And so they've been moved outside of the conference for those to meet for make sure that we not only gave the proper time to these particular groups, but really the developmental opportunities as well. And so you should be able to see on your screen, we got our National Leadership Summit. You will hear us refer to it as NLS. We have our Agent Broker Summit as well coming up. And then our Emerging Leader Summit, which pairs with some other content that we will be putting forth in the coming summer and at conference as well. Some of the things that we're looking for, it's really sort of designing the spaces for these 3 particular groups based on the feedback that we've heard and the programming that they're asking us for. And so our NLS programming is really about purpose and how we're making sure that you are aligning your passion and your practice and all of that coming together and making sure you don't get burnt out in the end, and how you are showing up for yourself in order to show up properly for others, in addition to the developmental content for your actual day-to-day job. Our Agent Brokers Summit is going into about the uncertainty and opportunity, given the macro positions that are taking place in our environment, also the micro things that our agents and brokers are dealing with right now. So we will have specific content helping them design how they can show up and build up their toolbox later. And then for our emerging leaders, we'll be talking about balancing tradition and innovation and coming into this workplace. And we have 4 generations inside of the space, and you have to lead them all is one you know, subject that we'll be talking through. If you don't know which summit is for me, we've prepared a wonderful little chart for you to help you understand. Emerging leader comes up quite a bit because it has some connotations around maybe even age. But to be very clear to the audience, if you are above the age of 40, for example, we will not turn you away into this space. We try to balance it that there is a career journey and there's also a life journey. They don't always line up, and we completely understand that. And so if you're reading that and you're like, oh man, I don't qualify, please continue to come if you have some of the other sort of notes that we have for that particular group. We will not turn you away. It is a question that we get, and I just wanted to clarify it right now for the audience.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that. I was going to ask you that question. As we were looking through the census results this year and last year, so many people identified themselves as an emerging leader. And when we started talking to folks around some of the life experiences that they were having, they were identifying themselves as emerging leader because they had not had direct reports in the workplace. But several of these folks were serving on the trustee board at their churches. They were serving in volunteer boards. They were NAAIA chapter board members as well. And so they were exhibiting significant leadership skills in other spaces outside of just their day job. And so it made feedback on the content that they were receiving. It said, actually, I thought this was appropriate content for me, and I'm finding it to be just a little bit junior for me. I'm actually ready for something at a higher level. So
And so it goes both ways. And so I hope that clarified for anybody who's there, wherever you are in your journey. It may not be for you based on where you are, or don't disqualify yourself based on
Based on that
some
age.
dimension of difference, like age, for example.
Absolutely. Ashley, thank you for coming and helping to clarify that. And we will talk to you in a few.
I will see you later. We will
you.
enjoy.
All right, so the moment everyone's been waiting for, I'm excited to bring Jeff Snow, our Chief Operating Officer, up so we can talk about our NAAIA conference. And so we're going to get to telling you conference dates and pricing in the next 6 months. Jeff, how are you doing today?
I'm wonderful. How about yourself?
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So what I want to start with this question just as a foundational question, because we have grown so much at NAAIA. And so going from, when I started and when you started, there were only 2 staff members and we were both one of them. And now we have this lovely team of 16 people and growing, because DJ just hired an intern. So Terrence just started with us as well. You've been making a lot of improvements, and there are some additions planned in the membership space and our administration space. And I just wanted to give you an opportunity to talk to people about what will that mean for them in relation to their experience at NAAIA.
You know, Omari, as we have grown exponentially in such a quick and short span of time, we have had some growing pains in trying to keep up with that growth from a membership perspective, partnership perspective, staff, operations. And so we've been taking a look, and we're going to continue to take a look at all of the processes we have in place to make sure that we are trying to streamline and maximize the very shoestring staff that we have. Because even though we've grown to 16, 17 with Terrence, we are doing yeoman's work with a very adept and nimble staff, but it's a lot of things to get done. And so what we've been trying to do is maximize all of those people that we've been gracious enough to be allocated, and in so doing, looking at those processes. So we have developed a few niche email addresses and staff members that handle certain areas. So for example, membership at NAAIA.org for anyone who has a question on their renewal. They want to switch chapters. They have a question. They can't access the database because we know that every time everyone changes jobs, the first place they're going is to the NAAIA database to make sure that they're updating their information. So we want to make sure that everyone has access to that. And so membership at NAAIA.org is the first place to go for that. So that way you don't have to stand in line with the other 1,000 emails about other things, but we want to make sure that we're trying to get as quick as possible in addressing those kind of concerns. Conference at NAAIA.org is another email address that I'm sure is going to be a buzz in the next coming weeks, because as we launch registration for another gangbuster year at conference, want to make sure that we're addressing registration questions and other questions we encourage everyone to read all of the ample information that we try to provide, because we do try to answer a lot of questions in advance. But for those that can't solve those questions, we're happy to help.
Absolutely. Thank you.
So if you can see, we have a little slide that tells about our growing team that Omari referenced a while ago, but we are a diverse and we do the best that we can with what we have. And we know that we can't always get to everyone as quickly as everyone would like, but we do try to make sure that we address everyone as we can.
Absolutely, absolutely. So conference is upon us. And so I'm wondering if there's anything that you'd like to share as a sneak peek ahead of Philadelphia of what people can expect.
Sometimes I'm the most popular girl in the room, and this is one of those.
This is definitely one of those times.
I'm going to savor the moment. No, so I would love to be the first person to tell you the theme for 2025 NAAIA National Conference. Ta-da! Vision Forward, Driving Transformation in Insurance. So this Philadelphia, 1,500 professionals will don Philadelphia and show our collective spirit. NAAIA conference, for those who have been, know it is a business family reunion. It is packed full of content, networking opportunities, and we are driving that through the vision that we are pushing all year round. But conference is a unique opportunity for everyone to kind of come together and see that in person. So we're excited about the things that are happening in Philadelphia. One of the new additions for the national conference also is we are having additional conference tracks this year. So instead of in the past, we've always had an agent and entrepreneur track because we stay true to our roots. NAAIA was founded as an organization to provide opportunities in the agent space. And so as we've grown and embraced all the other umbrellas of insurance, we want to make sure that we are not forgetting that as well. As our founder, Gerald, love and honor, Gerald, would not let us ever forget. But we have added additional tracks to try to make sure that we are helping people find the content that speaks to them. And so the tracks for this year, in addition to agent and entrepreneurship, leadership and professional development, innovation, technology, and the future of work, diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging, industry trends, risk and technical expertise, and career, community, and financial empowerment. So there'll be a mix of all of that and then a little sprinkled in that kind of fall outside of those tracks as well. So when we say there is something for everyone
There
at the
really
NAAIA
is.
National Conference,
Yeah.
it's not just some words. There is something for everyone, and everyone tells us all the things they want. So we try to make sure that we make them happen.
Wonderful, wonderful. I'm really excited about the tracks so that people can design the experience that they want. And particularly for folks who have to make a case to their manager to say, is this a worthwhile expense for me to go to Philadelphia? What am I going to get out of it? What am I going to be able to bring back to the team? Now, when they go to the registration site, they will be able to say, here are specific sessions that I'm going to related to my role, the aspirations that I have in my career, and where we go forward from here. So that's going to be
Not
great.
only that, another new thing that will be on the registration site when it opens is we will have a short primer that you can download to help you make that case. So we'll help you kind of outline, the sessions and things that are going on and why it makes sense for you to be at the NAAIA National Conference.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Another thing, we have content, we have opportunities. The trade show will, there will be, if you're looking for a move, there's something for you. If you want to bring people, you want to help learn about the industry, there's something for them. But we also like to have a little fun at the NAAIA conference because
Yes, indeed.
it's a vibe and experience. I know my child would probably say vibe is like way past where she's at. I still have a vibe. So this year, for the third year, we are bringing the sneaker ball back. However, if you want to go to, it's going to be the Fresh Prince Fresh Kicks sneaker ball. So for all of you who needed a little help figuring out what a sneaker ball was, you've had 2 chances to understand. Now, if you have plenty of time to go find your kicks, it's gonna be an infusion of some Philly Fresh Prince type of vibe. So expect the neons, and so you can dress as fancy or as fresh as you'd like, but don't forget your fresh kicks.
Absolutely. I know we're just past 1 o'clock, and I know some people will have to drop off, and please don't worry that it will be, this session is being recorded and will be up on our YouTube channel shortly. But I know the question people are really holding on for is 2 things. One is, when is conference registration opening? And 2, I heard a rumor, because some people sent me a text that conference registration was going to cost $2,200 this year.
$2,200.
$2,200. So I'm
crazy.
wondering if you can, if you can just help dispel that rumor and tell us how much will conference registration cost and when will it open?
Well, although the conference is worth more than $2,200, we are not charging $2,200. NAAIA National Conference is, again, one of the greatest deals, along with membership in NAAIA. So I'm happy to tell you that the second week of July, you will be able to get your registration. Early bird registration will be available $800 for members, $900 for general, and then full conference registration for non-members, $1,000 or $1,100. If you notice, there's a $200 delta between if you're a non-member and a member to register for conference. That's intentional because it's actually cheaper for you to just join NAAIA for $150 and then register as a member, save you $50. So come join the family, join the conference. If you're a student, $350, and that's a full conference registration. There are also opportunities for day passes, as well as if you need an extra ticket for the welcome reception or the gala, those will be options as well. We would highly encourage everyone to register as soon as possible,
Yes.
because we anticipate selling out yet again. And as in years past, once we close the gates will stay closed. And so the conference is going to be another memorable time. And we are looking forward to seeing everyone and can't wait to welcome everyone and help them experience all that NAAIA has to offer.
Absolutely. And I know Survey and Shanice and the team from NAAIA Philadelphia, they are really, really excited about
Extremely.
everyone coming and into the city of brotherly love. And they are just doing a wonderful job already of thinking about ways that they can just help us welcome everyone there. And so it's going to be a grand experience that people are not going to want to miss.
We will not.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Jeff, for
Absolutely.
filling us in on when registration will open, how much it's going to cost, and what people can expect when they get there in Philadelphia.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, so I will close us out with just two very quick announcements. One is, thank you, DJ. One is two notes that we have sent out already, that NAAIA National Board nominations are open. And so we were able to open those earlier this month. So you will see more emails around National Board nominations, but just to keep in mind that those close on July 15th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And so to apply for the board, there's a self-application that you do, and you also have to be nominated by a NAAIA member. And so there's a couple of forms in there. I think there's 3 forms because there's also a board member commitment form as well that you will fill out as part of the board application. So each year, the earlier that people send their application in, if they're interested in running for the national board, gives us an opportunity to take a peek and let you know if you're missing anything so that you can get that in before the deadline as well. And then we mentioned industry recognition earlier that we're proud to see the rise of. We are always really excited about the ability to recognize our own. And so NAAIA National Leadership Award nominations are also open in a couple of categories. There's an Emerging Leader Award, there's an Agent Broker Leadership Excellence Award, there's a Corporate Leader Award, and then there's the Lifetime Achievement Award. And the email has the criteria for all of those awards. And you can nominate more than one person. You can nominate someone who is not a NAAIA member, but in order to nominate, you must be a NAAIA member as well. And so one of the places where we've actually been really excited about the growth and needing more capacity from the national board in particular is the higher number of leadership award nominations that come in each year. So we look forward to blocking the calendars of our national board members because they have so many applications that they need to go through, so many great people whose stories that they have an opportunity to read. So please ensure that you fill out your nomination. So I will do this just because I know we are right at almost 10 minutes after. And I'll just check quickly with the team here to see if there's any urgent questions online that we need to address. No? Okay. I think everyone's urgent question was when is conference registration opening and how much it costs. So we have addressed that one today. If you have questions at all that you would like to ask, you can always email in that info@naia.org email, the membership@naia.org email that Jeff just shared earlier as well. And we're happy to get you responses. You can send me a message on LinkedIn. Several of you already do. You can also send us a message through our NAIA page on LinkedIn as well, and we'll be happy to make sure that you have the information that you need. With that, folks, I remain extremely proud to be first and foremost a NAIA member. And we are really excited about the work that we are doing across this organization and the work and impact that we are having across the industry. And I look forward to celebrating all of that work with you as we come together this September in Philadelphia at our NAIA National Conference. And with that, we wish you a wonderful rest of the summer. We will see you at our virtual summits, and then we'll see you in person in Philadelphia as well. Take care and have a great rest of your day.
Thank you for watching this flashback episode with NAAIA. We appreciate your time and hope you found the insights valuable. Stay tuned for more enriching content. Until next time, thank you for being a part of the NAAIA community.